Okay, first of all, I want to tell you that before I put the cover completely on, I went back and tightened all the screws that were under the cowling. I found about 3 screws that were loose. Not a lot, but just they needed a little bit more tightening. The next thing I want to let you know is when they put this in a box, it seems like they turn this handle completely around, which twists this cable. So what I had to do is take these 2 screws off, pull the handle off, get the twist out of it, mount the handle where I wanted it, put the handle or the twist grip back on, and then tighten it. And it's fine now, okay? And it still works so that you can do reverse when you make the turn. So that's all you have to do with that. The other thing is the screw that you see down here that's got the spring on it. What that does is that's for the torque it puts on for turning the outboard, okay? It's a little, this one's a little tight. I gotta loosen it up a little bit, and I'll tell you why when I get to the other side. Alright, on the other side here, I want to tell you what some of the stuff is. Make sure these are tight. I found these to be loose. Okay, so tighten these. Just check these down here. That's some other things that you have to check. This is the water exhaust cooling discharge area. So you just want to make sure that this is clear. There's a not a washer, but like a rubber gasket that's on the inside. Some of the holes weren't lined up very good. It looked like the washer was crushed. You just take it off here. Just check to make sure that that's okay. It's not a big deal. The other thing I want to let you know, this down here, this adjusts the angle of the outboard. So if you bring this up, it brings it more at an angle. You bring it down, brings it closer to the transom on the boat. Okay. Now up here, this is the lever that holds the engine in the upright position. Okay. No spring on it or anything, so you just got to make sure it clears and don't force it. This is the pivot screw. What this does is basically, this is what everything pivots off of. Just make sure that it's firm and it's not real loose. Again, I found this one, they only had it tightened up till it just met. So I just tightened it till it got a little tight and put a little pressure on the bracket. These, of course, are your mounting brackets or mounting screws. Just make sure that those are just firmed up against the transom. Okay? Now, what we want to get into is how to change the lower unit oil. I found out what they changed on the new version. What they've done is they've actually tapped these 2 areas, what they call the filler and also what they call the vent screw. Okay, and you'll be taking off these screws. Now it may look like it's a Phillips. It is not. This is a straight blade. Okay, you put the straight blade in here, and that's what you have. Now, I've had this thing draining because I want to be able to show you how to fill it, because a lot of folks may not know how to fill it. Now, if you see, that's all the oil they had in there. That's maybe an ounce, if that much. Not very much. And if you see, it looks like they took it out of a barrel of scrap oil or dirty oil, drain oil. Very dirty. So I would recommend that you go right in the first time and change this like I'm doing. Alright, what you do is you put it up into the screw area on the bottom and you force your oil in until it comes out like you just seen. Okay, just try not to get any on the driveway. Okay, put your top screw in. This keeps it from draining out the bottom. Just put that in finger tight. Take your bottom screw. Put that in there. That tightened up. That flushed it out pretty good too. So it was dirty. Alright, a little tightening there. And these don't have to be real tight. But just make sure that you have the fiber washer. There's a fiber washer on here. Don't lose that, because if you don't have the fiber washer on there, you could get water to go in there. Okay, so that's all you have to do. So this is one of the new features on what they call the new version, that they actually put screws in there. So the other thing that they did not have in the package when I accounted for it, and of course it wasn't listed as being in there, was a spare starter. Okay, the recoil mechanism. They also did not include the extra cotter key, and also those little straight little round pins that you were finding in there. That's the shear pin that goes in there. So those are not included anymore. So maybe they think that they've got all those areas updated so that they'll function better. But there you go. That's it. Make sure that your wires are on your kill switch. I read one review where the wires weren't hooked up. They started it the first time and then it could not stop it. So just make sure that the two wires are on there. It doesn't matter what direction or what position they're in, as long as they're on and firm. Also, they have not updated the stickers. The choke, when the choke is on, it's marked in the off position, and when you take the choke and put it to on, it's on the off position of the choke, or not choked. So you have to start it in that position. Okay?